Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network tonight as we are here for the fifth annual Jason Johnson Memorial. I am your host for tonight. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and to get right into it, we have the illustrious, the oh so beautiful Miss Bobby to kick off tonight's festivities. How you doing, Miss Bobby?
We're all good. A little hot here in Missouri in the Lake Ozarks. We went to a fellow sponsor today and got in the lake and went swimming and jet skiing for a little while so we can do some summer stuff. Jax always gets kind of rooked out of the summer deal by traveling and racing, so trying to live it up while we're at home.
Well, I'll tell you what, being a fellow Missouri boy myself and spending a lot of time at Lake Ozarks as well, that's always a good time. That water's nice and cool about this time, especially when the air's so hot.
Yes, sir, it is very much so. We got in, I guess a month ago or whatever on Memorial Day, and it was really cold. And Jax ended up getting a big old cold after the fact, but I think it's because it's so still chilly. But today it wasn't that way at all for us.
Well, man, that's very cool. So we also have Roger here, and Roger, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I've really been looking forward to getting the fifth annual Jason Johnson Memorial up and going, and we're just a few minutes away from the server opening. I want to start off by saying, Bobby, thank you so much. You have been a huge supporter of what we've been doing for the last 4 years, and now this fifth year. Uh, I can't tell you how much we appreciate it, and all the stuff that you donate for us. The guys love it. They're very unique pieces of hardware for these guys, the top three. Um, I can't thank you enough. We really appreciate you being here. I thought you were going to be at the races, but you're at home. That makes it even better. You can hang around for a few minutes, maybe.
Yeah, just a couple logistics didn't work out. Phil and Brooke and Jace like hopped in the RV and stuff like that. As Brooke and I were gonna go up just the other day together and meet the boys in South Dakota, but that didn't happen. So then actually Jason's dad got a new like lens or whatever that is on your eye. So we were gonna go as a family and that didn't happen. So it's just we're just cruising. It's all good. We're enjoying back here. We had like just different things come in at the shop and things that needed picked up, fixed, or whatever, and go out. So we stayed home to do the shop work for the boys.
Well, we are still going to get to see you in Knoxville in a few weeks, right?
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. Not gonna
Yeah.
miss that for nothing. We'll be there for the full 10 days.
Didn't figure you would. Make sure that everybody goes by to see Bobby at the Jason Johnson Racing swag trailer up there in Knoxville. I got a question that if I step out of bounds, you tell me, how is your driver? Because we all saw what happened a couple of weeks ago, and I think everybody kind of took a deep breath for just a moment. So, how is Carson doing?
When he left here the other day, I used all my doctor friends and local people helped us out huge. Got him like a ice pack or whatever to go that you put ice in and it lasts for 24 hours for his ankle. Couple got him some Silverderm for his burns and stuff. There's a couple more places where the burns popped out. um yeah, like he was walking very gingerly when he left here and stuff. Craig did ring him the other night and asked him after the weekend, how'd you make out, how'd you feel and stuff like that, and he said just the rib gave him some pain, throughout the race. Like he never would have thought it would be that much pain, with a fracture, but he said definitely pain there. So all in all, just feel super lucky in every way, shape, and form and stuff like that. Been back here doing some research on some different things to see how we can keep others safer, and think I came across something that get to the World of Outlaws in the next few days or definitely by next weekend. That some folks in Pennsylvania found some different things like to cut belts to help out other tracks, and they actually went and supplied racetracks in Pennsylvania with these apparatus things to make sure those guys are on point and stuff like that. And we'll get some out here, and we'll definitely have one with the JJR rig in case anybody would ever need. Hopefully nobody ever needs that again of any sort. But there's been some really good things that have come out of, I guess, our car with everything that went on and stuff in Carson. So yeah, just taking the safety level to a second level and stuff, getting things fixed um, or better things, I guess, to have there for safety wise.
Well, we're glad to hear that Carson is okay. I've been wondering, and I tried to message him a couple of times, but I'm sure he's been, ridiculously busy trying to get back to getting in the car, and he hasn't had time to respond, or I would have probably not had to ask you that question. Um, this is year 5 for this. You've been a big supporter. What's kept you so attached to us with this?
I think it's just really a unique experience for a lot of people, and definitely Jax, he can't wait till he gets of age and everything else to be one of one of you guys racing and stuff like that. He bought, they got the steering wheels, and him and Paw Paw race in Carson when they're in town. He had Uncle Phil on it before they left, practicing up for one day. Just I don't know. I mean, Jason has a PlayStation 2 from 20 years ago or whatever that Jax plays on, and it's always been a big deal to our family of like the downtime, the off time, and I think it's just a really cool thing, unique deal for all the guys to be able to all participate in, no matter where you live.
Well, we greatly appreciate everything that you have helped, you know, to support us with. Um, Back to the real race team, real quickly. I was going to ask you this right after, and I got distracted. But the future for Jason Johnson Racing and that legacy that's already being built there. What does that all look like as we go through 2023 and beyond? What's the plans for the team?
To continue growing and be stronger every year, and definitely to obtain a World of Outlaw championship for this JJR name. Philip and Brooke and Little Jace, definitely on board. I will step back a little bit, but I'll still be involved somewhat through a lot of stuff, I guess you could say. Just a little unsure what next year, come January 1, will entail for me. Trying to do just more home life stuff. To Jax wants to do a lot more sports and everything like that. And sometimes when I'm involved in the racing deal, it just doesn't let me do all that or be around for that and stuff. I don't know. So just trying to figure out where I need to be or where I want to be and stuff, but definitely I'll be around around the track and all sorts still.
Cool, cool. So we know that you said you're going to be at Knoxville. Where else are you going to be throughout the season so everybody that's listening right now can come and see you and say hi? And especially these guys that are in here tonight that are going to be racing can come by and say thank you for everything that you do.
Oh yeah. So right now on our plans is to go possibly to Eldora and then definitely into Pennsylvania, Central PA to see my our family and stuff like that for almost 2 weeks. We'll go in there, attend the York Fair with my nephews and stuff. And then we'll come back out, probably riding a race rig after New York, and then load up and go to Knoxville, I think is how the schedule works, and then be there for the 10, 12 days or whatever, and then come back. And I think I have a week to recoup and everything. And then Jax has school started. And then this year we might try to go back out to the Northwest for a few races or whatever and stuff. So, other than that, I didn't look any further than that.
Well, that's awesome information to have. I am going to have to take off and start going to get these guys all corralled. It's like trying to get all the cats back in the bag once you open it inside the race server sometimes. But I, again, want to say thank you so much for everything that you do with DSRL, Dirt Racing Network. It is much appreciated. I can't wait to see those trophies for the guys and get them passed out to our top 3 tonight. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Zach Krieger and KR Stolfus. Gentlemen, play nice. And I will give you a buzz on the phone or shoot you a text when this is all over with.
Can Jack say something real fast?
Absolutely.
Drivers, good luck.
Good
All
job.
right. Gentlemen, I'm going to bail out of here. Bobby, thank you so much. I will chat with everybody at the end of this thing.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Have fun.
All right, well, Miss Bobby, like he says, he's gonna leave us in charge here, so not a whole lot of good can come from that because I'm a big fan of sprint car racing, and I just gotta ask a few more questions about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so when you go through your driver selection, I'm sure you had quite a bit. What made you land on Carson Macedo?
Um, Carson like stuck out. Like I said, back in Australia, Jason said when we raced with him, I can't tell you even the year now. It kind of all blends together after the time for me. Whereas like people can, it seems like these racers can definitely date the place, the time, the racetrack, this and that, what car they were racing, the whole 9 yards. But I'm not a person like that. But I just remember that back in Australia, Jason said that this kid was super nice and this and that. He's racing in California and stuff. And he liked to get to know him more when we come back across, from over there. um we had saw, it was pretty wild because we had saw Parker at the airport and stuff, and he was getting money converted over and just different things like that. And but Jason kept saying about just this Carson Mercedo, like being a nice kid, all very well rounded and stuff and everything. He said, I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna keep my eye on him this year. Then we went out in California, we raced with him, and I think that year actually he won out there. um, and then Jason just said, "Man, he was super nice kid again and stuff." So then, I mean, time passed by or whatever and everything, but just when we were like, talking to other people and drivers and sponsors, his name popped up a couple times and stuff. And then that's when we had contacted him about, racing for us for that 360 deal, and till the end of the season it just didn't work out at that point in time. But later on through the talks and everything else. And when we had kind of split ways with Gravel and he decided to do something different and stuff, it was definitely time to talk to other drivers. And it just seemed like Carson was a fit all the way around. From I feel like his driving style mimics Jason's a whole lot. I mean, all the time it seems like Carson really likes the high side and stuff like that, has patience to get around the bottom, but just feels way better, way faster on the top side and stuff. So it just seemed like a total fit. I don't know, the stars really lined up, I felt like. And definitely like with the crew and stuff, I mean, they're always laughing, joking, cutting up. Even, I mean, Carson's even was laughing and joking, cutting up in the hospital before we walked out and stuff, or even before he walked out when he was on the thing down there to be pushed in for a CT scan. So it was just definitely, he always tries to find the bright side and the light to everything and continue going on.
Well, Miss Bobby, you know, you're right. Us race car drivers, we do have this knack for knowing exactly when, where, what, why, and how, and even what tire was on our race car. But if you ask us what we had for breakfast, we got no idea.
Yeah, that seems to be. I don't know why that is, but definitely, yeah, you boys can never tell us what us girls had on for the day, like wearing t-shirt wise or whatever, but you definitely know how you had that thing set up.
Absolutely. Well, Miss Bobby, I don't know how much time you have. I don't want to keep you if you have anything to go, but would love to have you for a few more seconds if you can.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Well, we have Zach Kruger from Dirt Vision here tonight. And Zach, do you have any questions that you have for Miss Bobby?
I think Roger hit on it pretty well, just kind of sitting here. And of course, support has always been something big from you and your family. How good does it feel knowing that every year you're going to come back to an event like this and have something in Jason's name?
The coolest part is that like usually get text messages from around the world after like this day, after the race gets over. A lot of people tell me how they did or what went on or this or that, and definitely a thank you. So I feel like the thank you goes a long way to support, in any way, shape, or form of anything that somebody puts into different, deals that go on. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a very unique deal that's with the iRacing thing and stuff like that. And like I said, Jax and Papa, they're about it 24/7, it seems like. So I definitely would be a fan and supporter. And as he gets older and to watch him race, I think it'd just be a really unique thing that one day that he could pop in the race that y'all have.
That is awesome. We're definitely glad, and we do. I think I can speak very safely to say that we would definitely love to have Jax here at some point in these next few races. KR, I'm gonna send it right back over to you. You got anything? I know practice session here is starting to wrap a little bit up, so.
That it is. And so, with that being said, Miss Bobby, I do want to thank you so much for your time. There's so many people, as you mentioned, that will always remember Jason and the story that he has, and we all do what we can to keep that memory alive. And I do appreciate you taking the time to join us here on the internet and over Facebook phone calls and all this. So it's very awesome of you to do this.
Yeah, not a problem. Happy to, as a family and stuff. Thank you guys for keeping us involved every year with the whole deal.
All right, Miss Bobby. With that being said, before we let you go, is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, I just hope the guys have a really fun time tonight, and yeah, make Jason proud up there more so. It'd be pretty fun to watch it, that whoever wins it on the high side.
I was gonna say there's gonna be at least one driver who's just gonna stand on the throttle and just drive it as hard as they can.
But that'll be super cool, you guys.
All right, Miss Bobby, thank you so much, and we appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Not a problem.
All right, we're gonna let Miss Bobby go. Zach, man, I'll tell you what. Anytime this thing kicks off, it's always something special.
Yeah, definitely. This is my second actually time doing this sort of event. Last year was in the driver's seat for the start of the event. Didn't make it anywhere near how long I probably think I should have. Ended up coming back up here into the booth and helped Roger finish out the broadcast. And I think it's definitely going to be very exciting looking at the names that we have. We've got some iRacing pros, we have some real drivers, we have all sorts of people that are here ready to put on this event. We've got 41 laps coming up, and I think it's going to be a very great event.
That it is, and we would get right into it. I know we just have the DRL or DRN logo up right now, and I am trying to load into the session. Did get the password?
Of course I did. It is obviously and as always Forever 41.
You think I would remember?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Well, hi, Roger.
Don't forget to let everybody know we apologize for Bob Baker not being able to be here, but it was a crop up thing. It prevented him.
Well, Roger, why don't you go ahead and let everyone know
I
that?
figured I was live. I knew I should have said it a little different better. I knew you guys would do that to me.
We
Leave me
would,
live,
absolutely.
just let me make a fool of myself.
Throw you under the bus, kick you while you're down.
Yeah. Roll it up on. Well, we got a big field. We're gonna have about 35 or 36 drivers tonight, so this is gonna be a good show. And I know all these guys want to win this because it's a pretty prestigious deal and it's a pretty big race through the season for everybody. To draw this kind of number when a lot of sprint leagues aren't even getting 20 people, this is a big deal right now. So, but Bob couldn't be here. Messaged us right before we went on the air and said that something had come up. He could not make it. He wants a rain check, so the next time we do a big event, we'll bring him back on. So sorry to everybody that came to maybe hear the silky smooth voice of Bob Baker and talking about the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, but we'll get him back on one of these days. And I don't know what you guys finished up with Bobby, but man, she's fun to have on, and I am so glad that she stayed behind all this for all these years.
Absolutely. I mean, what a sweetheart to come in and take the time to do that. And whether she was at the track the last few years or this time when she was at home, that just goes to show that she's behind what you're trying to do, Roger.
Well, I'm very excited that when I reached out, because I reached out to her in April and she was busy with some other things and she wasn't sure. And then she, when I got back with her to double check, she was already working on it. I got super excited, but she takes time out of her personal schedule to come chat with us and to get with the people that make those wing panels for everybody. And it is a big deal. And I know that You know, it's been a while, and this is just sim racing, but she doesn't treat it like that. She treats it just as importantly as she does any other thing that she gets involved in, and so it's greatly, greatly appreciated. And you'll be showing what the wing panels look like when you talk to the top three tonight. So cool deal.
Absolutely.
Let's make sure that I think every single solitary somebody that is involved in this real quickly before we get started, because I am getting ready to have to go back down there because I think the warm up session is going to end pretty quick. But Rockin' K Logistics putting up some cash to go in with what the Dirt Racing Network put in, with what 1-8 Electric put in. Racer Supply for always being here and supporting DRN and DSRL. Methanol Moonshine, they're putting together an awesome prize package for the Hard Charger tonight. Scott King Designs, all the artwork for everything from Scott. He's always on board with us. Netcode Esports, they are helping out with the Netcode, or with the Methanol Moonshine stuff, excuse me, and Netcode Shop. Scott Thomason Racing, he is helping us offset some of the shipping costs for some of this stuff. Edmund Trophy and Awards, always a big supporter of everything that we do around here. And Tim Nichols, can't say enough about Tim. Tim, 100% is always on board with just about anything that I want to do. I can throw the craziest idea out there and he'll get behind it, or he'll come up with a crazy idea and we work it together. So can't say enough about this. It's been a lot of years doing this, and everybody comes together for these big events. So I can't say enough. Thank you, KR, for jumping in and covering this thing for the last couple of nights, especially this one. And Zach, for getting back in the saddle with us at Dirt Racing Network and Digital Sim Sports Network, and getting back on the mic. And I can't wait for the Monday Night Series to kick back off because of that. Now we got it covered. We can do some crazy stuff. And Zach's always been on board since he got here with us. So thank you to you two guys. And thanks to the fans for tuning in. Everybody that's involved in this. It's going to be awesome. KR, I don't care. Twice tonight, I want you to give away a DRN prize pack. You picked the way you picked these spots, but record all the information, and then we'll have them reach out to us on the Dirt Racing Network page on Facebook, and I will get the last of their information so that we can ship them what we got. It's all going to be a surprise.
Oh, man. All right, so I got 2 things to give away.
2 things to give away.
All right, I'm going to give one away, and then Zach's going to give the other one away.
Like I said, I don't care how you guys do it. I don't care when during the show you do it.
I'm going to do it right now.
Keep everybody entertained all the way through to the very end. We need to keep them on the line till the very end, buddy. You know how this advertising stuff works. I can't give away free stuff if they just take it and go.
What? I'm lazy.
But it's okay. I don't care how you guys do it. Just make sure you guys do it, and I will check back in with you after a while. Check with right before we do the pole dash and the first segment of the feature. All right?
All right. Sounds good, Roger. Thank you very much, man.
See you guys.
All right, Zach. Well, looks like practice is just about over. Dylan Hutchinson running a 41 paint scheme. A couple other big names out here. We got Braden Eiler in the 5. Chad Griggs out here. Man, Nathan Davis, Vinny Sansone. It's going to be a stacked field tonight.
It is, and that's not even talking about some of the other bigger names as you just keep looking down this order. We've got iRacing Pros, Aiden Buerlein making his long-awaited return, if I'm not mistaken, to a DSRL event. Alex Bergeron as well doing the same. Guys like Miles Jansen, Nathan Davis, guys who have been running since I can remember with DSRL. And honestly, right now, looking at the timing screen, there's about 6/10 between first and maybe 25th. So there is definitely going to be a lot of people tonight that will have a chance at picking up a win. And of course, we still have that King of the Wings point standings going, and I think a lot of people are not going to 100% remember that. You know, this isn't just a standalone event like it has been in past years. We're now having the King of the Wing week. We had a 305 race at Limaland, the Tim Sims Front Row Challenge. Monday, last night, you had your Raging Cajun 360 race out at Lucas Oil Speedway. So this race, not only is it a big event by itself, it's a big event when you look at the whole scheme of things.
Oh man, I'll tell you, this King of the Wing event is huge when it got started. And I mean, trophies are a thing, right? Most of the drivers, they won't admit it because, you know, they like to have the paycheck, but if all they got was a trophy, and time to time, these trophies are pretty awesome.
Oh man, I can't even talk about a trophy. During the winter, when real life racing wasn't going on, of course, a race announcer out of Beaver Dam Raceway on regular nights, which is why Tuesday last night you were part of the reason why you were in the booth, but Sunday nights had the Midwest Dirt Racing Series, and shout out to Reed Rundle. I know Reed is here tonight doing, if I want to say, some admin roles with the race. He got a nice little plaque made out for me to thank me as the announcer, and when I got that plaque, man, I was blown away. Never in my life did I think I would get some sort of award for sitting at a computer announcing, but I think a lot of these guys are the same way, that never did they think that, a trophy would be coming their way, but there are a lot of guys that I think would definitely like to get one of those trophies tonight.
I'll tell you what, they sure would, especially one of those wing panels that Roger talked about. Can I enter this race and try and win and get that wing panel, or is it too late?
I don't know. There might be an opportunity for you to hop in. I definitely wouldn't doubt it. I know we've definitely seen Roger do the whole announcing racing thing in the past. I think we could probably make it work somehow.
Right. Roger wouldn't
Yeah.
mind if I skimped on what he wanted me to do and decided to race instead. I mean, he's a racer as well. He would understand.
Exactly.
Oh,
All you hear down the back straightaway, I'm going down the back straightaway. Oh, I'm going to try to make a move to the inside here. Okay, making the move to the inside. Bergeron drops down one extra spot.
actually, it would be more like, have you ever watched Ace Ventura when he's
No.
driving the car? And he's just
Oh.
driving that big truck and he's going, loser. That's literally what I'm doing, because I would be losing the race.
Well, there are definitely a lot of cars tonight that not everybody's going to make this main. It's going to be a very big show. I definitely have some high expectations. Like you said, practice session winding down here. Got about a minute left here in the practice session. Chad Griggs up top, 14.475 be our top time. And we do kind of expect those times around in qualifying potentially a little bit faster. Of course, open setup session, so these drivers can bring whatever they want into this race setup-wise, which makes for a very interesting event. And of course, the format of the event is drivers will do 2 laps of qualifying. They'll get to qualify on their own. Everybody gets the exact same track. Heat racing will begin. Top 4 from each heat race will move directly into the feature. The remaining drivers will be moved into the consolation races. I think we're going to have probably a B main. B main will take, I think, top 4 finishers. Yep, so we'll have 24 cars in our feature. The pole dash will be a 6-lap dash where the top 2 finishers from each heat race will end up jumping onto the track. They'll do their pole dash where they finish in the pole dash is where they will start the feature. And then we go into our A main, 24 cars, 41 laps. There'll be a cut, a break, 16 laps in. Drivers can make whatever changes they want, sort of like an open red. We'll see an open red, of course. And after that, it's a run to the finish at that point.
Oh, speaking of run to the finish, that open red, is Carl Kinzer here?
I might be able to see him in the crowd somewhere, maybe down in the pit area.
I mean, I'll tell you what, you give Carl Kinzer an open red, that's the end of the race.
He's replacing the whole engine.
Gentlemen, quickly,
What's up?
I need you also to keep track of the fan vote for the best Jason Johnson's paint scheme tonight. The fans need to vote on it. Keep reminding them. So keep a tally of it, please. The driver
best-
who is driving it.
The best
Thank you.
Jason Johnson paint scheme of the night.
That's right.
And you
That
want 'em
driver's getting
to
a special
vote
prize
Where?
in the chat. In the chat. Keep track of it.
10-4 will do, of course, as always. Jason Johnson Memorial Race. These drivers, a lot of them running Jason Johnson colors. Some of them going even far back. I know last year somebody went as far back as running one of Jason's original ASCS paint schemes. So any type of paint that might be related to Jason Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, we'll try to get them up on the stream when we get the opportunity. Make sure to put in your chat which one is the favorite. That driver will win, if I'm not mistaken, a wing panel as well. Potentially just a little bit of a cash reward.
The 23 in the Tim Sims 9. That is an iRacing paint scheme. I don't think Jason Johnson ever ran one, did he?
He may have. You don't know.
I don't know, but that's like one of the things I was like, I don't think that is one he ran.
Tim Sims 9, or better known as Cody Terry, puts in, if I can't see, 22nd currently on the board, 15.85. 15.30 from Alex Bergeron, the top time right now. As I think the session's going to wind down actually right now. Yep, checkered flags.
Looks like they are clearing out. Good to see someone that I shared a track with. Garrett Holsey is here.
Ooh.
I know. Came from I haven't seen him in a while, but he used to run the micro track that I race at. The micro sprint track that I race at.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought I've recognized Garrett's name for potentially like the Tulsa Shootout or the Chili Bowl at some point this last season. So it's good to see. Good to see. And I think that talks about the sort of greatness of this event in itself. We have real life drivers who are coming in to run this event. That's how big it is to some of these guys. But heat race number 1 up onto the track. KR, take us away with our grid.
All right, heat race number 1 starting to line out. Let's get right into the lineup for this one. Alex Bergeron in the 12, Nathan Davis in the 36. That makes up row number 1. Row number 2, Don Batista in the 54, and Ty Schobleck on his outside. Then it's Nicholas McGeethy and Kenny Hoffman in the 1. And the final row for this heat race here tonight, Dustin Adkins and Jason Randolph. So 8 drivers here in the first heat race of the night, and they are all ready to line up, let loose, and get after it for the first time here at Knoxville. The King of the Wing, Jason Johnson Memorial. It's the 5th annual one. Oh. Zach, I don't know about you, but each time I get to do one of these, it makes me get tingly.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely understand that. It is these are the events that you watch on iRacing and you know actually mean something. These are the events that are backed by, Jason's family, the team that made him. These big events are always always a spectacle is what I'm trying to think of. They're always a spectacle to see, and it's great to see such big fields. 8 cars here, heat race number 1. Once again, 4 cars will go through 8 laps of the distance. As we get ready to rumble, iRacing Pace Truck gonna stay out here. As we get ready to go, KR, who are some of our drivers to watch? Who are you thinking?
I'll tell you what, this front row is a very stacked front row. Anytime you put Alex Bergeron on the front row, you know that you have got your work cut out for you. Nathan Davis, he is no slouch as well, but watch out for John Batista in that 54 on the inside of row number 2. I'll tell you what, those first 3 drivers in this heat race, oh my goodness, any one of those guys could come away with the race win. The one to watch from deep in the field, that's the one of Kenny Hoffman. Keep an eye on him. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to make it to the race lead, but he's going to make some moves for sure to work his way forward.
For sure, as the iRacing Pace Truck makes his way off of the track field in the hands of Alex Bergeron. Green flag comes out. We're racing here in heat race number 1. Great start for Bergeron. He's going to be able to pull away, and don't look now. As you said, John Batista up into that 2nd place spot. Batista making some moves now. Kenny Hoffman a little bit further back. See him battling with Ty Schoblock. He's making some moves, trying to make his way up to that front. Right now, at the end of lap 1, Bergeron, Batista, Davis.
So Batista moving into 2nd place. One of the contenders for the King of the Wing title this season. But Nathan Davis in the 36. Kind of the dark horse for it, the long shot. But Batista, a solid run here tonight. If he can overcome Ryan Scheidt, where we will see Ryan later on tonight. But Batista versus Scheidt, that's going to be a huge thing we're going to keep an eye on. But this first heat race sees Alex Bergeron out in front, 5 laps to go. And that number 12 looking smooth as ever. If you guys aren't longtime members of iRacing and you haven't heard of Alex Bergeron on dirt on sprint cars, well, you're about to see why he's considered one of the best.
Indeed, and Alex actually jumping into the real world, real racing scene recently, running I think it's a 360 machine up in Canada. So Alex has that real life experience under his belt, and you can see it right now, leading with just 2 laps to go. Right now, track relatively still new, so that slider line like these drivers are running seems to be the strongest. It'll be interesting later on though tonight to see what the track does, how the track crews work, and we potentially see a really racy track as Bergeron going to come through turn 4. See the white flag, 1 lap to go for the ABR number 12.
Taking a look back here at Ty Schoblock as he is closing in on Nathan Davis. May not have enough time to make it happen, but Alex Bergeron in the 12 tags the wall off of turn number 4, but picks up the heat race win. Batista, Davis, Schoblock, McGeethy, Hoffman, Randolph, and Atkins. I thought Hoffman would do a little bit better, but this is why you can't. I don't gamble on racing because I can't make good predictions.
That is a very, very good point. Gambling on racing is always going to be a very dangerous sport to partake in as we get ready. Grid here for our second heat race of the night, and starting from the pole, the driver out of Virginia in the 13 machine, Aiden Beerline, will start from that top spot, your second quickest qualifier on the night. And alongside him, a driver out of Pennsylvania in the 29, Cameron Pritchard, starts from second. Trevor Royer, the driver in the 90 machine, he's a monster in whatever car you put him in. Royer will be starting from the 3rd place spot with Connor Dudek in the 7. Another PA driver starts from 4th. Miles Jansen in the 35 machine starts from 5th, with Cody Terry in the Tim Sims 9 machine running the number 23, starting in 6th. Dylan Shreves out of Illinois, the 56 machine, will round out your 7-car grid for 8 laps of racing. 7 cars, 7 stars as we get ready to go 8 laps of racing.
So the field getting lined up once again. Heat race number 2 on order. We go on board with Miles Jansen. Field gonna pace around. You have the 21. The Cameron Pritchard, my apologies, Cameron Pritchard. Looking at that paint scheme, how would you judge that one?
That is a pretty strong one, using Jason's relative number kind of color set. I always did like Jason's black, red, orange type livery, and interested to see the Jason Johnson Racing team go away from it. That is definitely going to be one of our contenders for best paint of this event.
All right, here we go. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. Aiden Beerline in the ABR machine stabs the throttle and almost picked the front tires up off the ground. Gets that good jump, sends it off into turn number 1, and has cleared the field and got that clean air.
Beerline working through turns 3 and 4. He'll be your leader at the end of lap 1. Trevor Royer 2nd, Connor Dudek 3rd, as they're making their way around the track. Not 100% sure why right now, but timing and scoring messing up a little bit on my end. Royer in that 3rd place spot. Pritchard up high in 4th, and I think that's going to be Connor Dudek down low in that 40-something machine. 7 machine, my mistake. Making moves down low. These drivers going to try to go 3 wide for a short second there. Pritchard falls back into the 4th place spot. Right now, though, out front, coming to the halfway point, Aiden Beerline holding down that race lead.
Pritchard slots in behind Trevor Royer. Connor Dudek right there in 4th place, trying to take a peek to the inside. Beerline turning the fastest lap of the race last time around, and once again, that driver really setting some quick laps, so Aiden Beerline getting after it.
Indeed, Aiden, one of our other iRacing pros this season. He's doing a fantastic job holding down that race lead. He's got about 10, 15 car lengths on your race leader, even more, as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. Royer in that 2nd place spot. And I know Trevor Royer is a monster in a wingless sprint. I've seen him win a few championships in wingless on iRacing, so seeing him with a wing on kind of throwing me off a little bit, but good to see Royer out here running in the second place spot. Cameron Pritchard in third, still Connor Dudek fourth, and then you see Miles Jansen in the 35 machine started his own team, one of I think 2 or 3 members of his own team right now. He's coming in with not a lot of experience with this new dirt update on iRacing, but he's definitely doing a great job holding down that 5th place spot as the white flag comes out for Aiden Beerline.
Beerline going to pick up heat race number 2, and one of the things that I want to say, that car very straight coming off the corners. That is a good sign of speed here in sprint car racing. Not too far sideways coming up off the corner. Didn't have the wheels to turn too far to the left. That driver getting all he could out of the race car.
Indeed, Beerline, like I said, one of our other iRacing pros, so it's good to see Aiden picking up a win. Good to see Aiden back with the DSRL.
All right, our third heat race of the night. Getting all lined up. Let's get right into the grid for this one. Josh Whiteman, who received a vote as well for his paint scheme on the inside of row number 1. Vinny Sansone in his legendary blue frame orange race car paint scheme. That 80 on the outside of row number 2. Or I'm sorry, row number 1. Row number 2 is Tommy Scott and Garrett Holsey in the 88. Row 3, Chad Griggs in the 27, and Larry Moody, another Missouri boy. There's a lot of Missouri boys here, Zach. We might have a say about something here before too long.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be dangerous.
And then Derek Layton in the 32U, my good buddy, the Racing Supply owner, app store, whatever it is that he's got going on. Derek Layton, glad to see him out here, and he is starting in the final row here for heat race number 3. So here we go. Zach, take it away, man.
Sweet. Sansone, your second place car, and as you said, that number, I'm trying to see what number that car is on the inside. I'm kind of blind. Josh Whiteman in the 24 getting a vote for the best looking, one of the best looking paint schemes. He's doing a fantastic job. That one looks good, as well as the 27 down further a little bit back, Chad Griggs. Griggs has kind of a Jason Johnson color scheme going, so we got some good looking cars here in heat race number 3. Some guys that are definitely going for that award. Whiteman and Sansone going to lead them to the green. Once again, your pole sitter gets a fantastic launch. He'll lead the field into 1. Whole hornet's nest behind him. Be careful because he might be allergic. You don't want to get stung by him. Down the back straightaway, Scott and Sansone side by side. Scott going to have the position. Sansone going to try to work higher above him. Not able to. Josh Whiteman, your leader at the end of lap 1. Tommy Scott Jr. and Vinny Sansone, your top 3.
The 80 is Sansone staying committed to the high side all the way around. Now he's going to try the slider line. Got the berm a little bit there. Had to check up. And that's going to cost him a whole bunch of momentum. That puts Tommy Scott solidly into second. But if you think that 80 isn't going to charge back to the inside or the outside of wherever you are sorely mistaken. Because if that driver is out there, he's got his foot into the throttle. But right now, the biggest driver or I shouldn't say the biggest driver, the driver who has the biggest throttle pedal, that is Josh Whiteman. He is out in front and pulling away in the 24.
Indeed, Whiteman, your pole sitter, doing a fantastic job with that race lead. Just put in the fastest lap of the race, 15.68 second lap. Crazy fast speeds here. Battle right now is still for that second place spot. Vinny Sansone and Tommy Scott swapping positions left and right. But as you keep saying, Sansone, you know he's going to keep his foot in it no matter what. He's doing a fantastic job holding down that second place spot. Scott trying to work his way around the high line. Seems like there's kind of 2 distinct lines, somewhat of a higher line and somewhat of a lower line. That's really working out for these drivers. Don't look now, but Garrett Holsey trying to get in this battle for second.
Holsey in the 88 down on the bottom. He is really digging hard down the straightaways. Unfortunately for him, those 2 cars in front of him are stealing a lot of that clean air, and he has to make do with what he's got. But final lap, final time around the 24, Josh Whiteman works his way through 3 and 4, and that race car comes off of turn number 4 and picks up heat race number 3 here tonight. Tommy Scott, Vinny Sansone, Garrett Holsey, your top 4. Then Chad Griggs, Larry Moody, Derek Layton, and Bowen Smith rounding out the field here for heat race number 3.
Heat race number 3 down and put away in the books. We'll move on to our final heat race of the night, heat race number 4, and your grid will look like this. Braden Eiler out of Pennsylvania in the 5 machine. Eiler will start from your pole with another driver we said to keep an eye on, one of our 2 candidates for the King of the Wing Championship, Ryan Scheit. In the 10, he'll start from 2nd. Ernie Williams Jr. in the 91 machine starts from the 3rd place spot alongside Randy Shreves in the 28. Row number 3 will have Dylan Hutchinson in the 8 and Braden Baker in the 71. Kyle Eiserer in the 26 rounds out your 7-car grid for the final heat race of the night. Got some more great looking paint schemes here in this heat race. Not many of them, I don't think, running anything. Well, Dylan Hutchinson, the one that I'm looking at right now, running the current Jason Johnson racing machine, saw that car this last weekend out of Beaver Dam Raceway. Carson, some mid-pack finishes. I think he finished on the podium one of the 2 nights. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that. So the 41 machine, or actually the 8 machine, as it's going to show up on our end. Dylan Hutchinson, the only relatively looking car. But that 5 machine of Braden Eiler, iconic number 5 for Braden Eiler. He's going to be a driver to watch starting from the pole, a very dangerous driver to watch starting from the pole. But alongside him, Ryan Scheit, definitely one to watch as well.
And I'll tell you what, a lot of good friends on the side of that race car of the number 5. Jessup Logistics, Tuna Can, Elbows Up, and of course, Wicked Brands. Holy cow. It's hard for me not to cheer for the 5, so if I'm biased just a little bit, don't hold it against me. Here we go. Braden Eiler, who's never touched a girl, is out in front because all he knows how to do is sim race.
Taylor down the back straightaway, your leader as he makes his way into turns 3 and 4. Williams, Ernie, we got some cars getting together a little bit further back. Randy Shreves, Braden Baker getting together. They'll keep it going. Right now, Braden Eiler, your leader as he makes his way down the back straightaway. But Ernie Williams Jr., Ryan Scheit keeping him honest, staying right on his tail. We'll see what these 2 can do, trying to catch up to the 5 of Braden Eiler.
Eiler out in front in that number 5 machine, but he is being chased hard by Whiskers himself. That is Ernie Williams Jr. The 91, big time move, almost gets in the outside wall, cost him just a little bit. He sent that just a little bit too hard, but he's going to try it once again and closing in on the back bumper of the 5. We have 5 laps to go, and Zach, Braden Baker out of heat race number 4. 6 drivers still going at it, but the top 3 right now are the show.
Indeed, and we might have a move for 2nd place heading into turns 3 and 4. Scheit had ran the bottom. Williams tried ripping that top. They swap spots down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Williams down the bottom, Scheit up top. Give it to Ernie Williams Jr. at the line, moving into that 2nd place spot. 6 laps in, 3 laps to go, 2 at the line for your leader Braden Eiler. But the battle is for 2nd, Scheit and Williams. Battling it out, Whiskers trying to make his way around that UDTV number 10. Oh, Scheit runs the high line. Ernie tried to go higher above him and almost got into that cushion. Kept it on all 4 wheels. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, the white flag is out here for Braden Eiler, but this battle for 2nd ain't cooling down.
One more time around the famed Knoxville Speedway here in heat race number 4. Ryan Scheit moves into 2nd place. Looks like he's going to seal the deal. Braden Eiler with the win. Scheit in 2nd. Williams 3rd. Hutchinson, Eiser, Shreves, Baker, your 7 drivers here in heat race number 4. Zach, I'll tell you what. I think Braden Eiler's found a secret. Maybe when you have your photo taken, you're not around girls.
I definitely do think that is quite the possibility.
Inside joke, mostly because Eiler is in one of my Facebook group chats, and we give him a hard time about it. But I do appreciate Braden. I think he's a great guy, and I will continue to drop jokes about him as long as I breathe air.
Well, we have our B main. Oh, sorry, no, we've got a C main. I've caught me off guard there. So our C main getting ready to go, and the grid will look like this. We'll see 4 cars transfer out of our C main, starting from the pole in the 21 machine. Larry Moody starts from the pole. Randy Shreves, 28, will start from second. The 47 and the 56 of Jason Randolph, Dylan Shreves keeping the row number 2 occupied. Derek Layton in the 32, Braden Baker in the 71. 5th and 6th. 7th place going to go to Dustin Atkins in the 22. And rounding out your grid in the 012 machine, that is Bowen Smith. So 8 cars, 4 spots to battle for here in our C main. These drivers will tag the rear of our B main a little bit later on in the night as we get ready for what is bound to be a very feisty C main, if I do say so myself, because 4 drivers are going to be going home. KR, you ever have the honor of not making it through a consolation race?
All the time, and it's humbling. It's humbling when you expect to be in the A main and you can't even get out of the C, D, E, F, H, I, 9 or 7. It hurts a little.
Well, thankfully, this isn't like the Tulsa Shootout or the Chili Bowl. We don't got no alphabet soup to take us through, but we do have a C, a B, and then an A main. Still 3 races after our 4 heat races to go, and we've got around, I would say, probably 70-odd laps left of racing tonight as we get ready to go green flag racing here in our C main on the night. Down on the inside, Larry Moody out of turn number 4 gets us to the green flag.
So Larry Moody out to the early start here in the C main. Under pressure already from Jason Randolph. Randolph in the 47. Can't complete the slider. Contact made Randolph in trouble, and he tumbles down the backstretch. Lands on all 4, but that race car is done and over with, and his night ends early. We are under caution for the first time here tonight. Let's take a quick look at what happened to the driver of the 47 as he and Larry Moody tried to argue over who would have the best spot. And it looks like Larry Moody is going to win that argument, but that's not a battle you want to have.
No, and I think there was the battle for who's going to have the best spot, but also the battle of who can make that fence be a little more damaged, and unfortunately, I do think it is that 47 car of Jason Randolph. Just a little note for your notebook, that 21 machine Larry Moody, he will move to the back, taps out on that one. So that will then promote Randy Shreves up to first and Dylan Shreves up to second. So the 2 Shreve boys, first and second. Bowen Smith and Braden Baker, your top 4 currently. Dusty Atkins and Larry Moody will be the 2 cars that would miss out. Derek Layton and Jason Randolph to the pit lane. I don't think we're going to see either of those 2 there. Well, Layton's missing his nose wing. Randolph's missing his top wing. So are they going to do like a little bit of like rock, paper, scissors to see who gets the spare wing and put them back out, see what they can do?
I mean, if I had to pick a wing to not have, I would pick the nose wing. But that's only because I know how to drive a tight car.
That is fair.
Yeah, that big top wing, man, it'll plant you. But that nose wing,
wow.
it controls the front tires.
Yeah, it'll keep you on the ground.
I do want to give a shout out to everyone who is in Facebook, watching us live on Facebook and also on YouTube. Thank you guys very much for joining us as we go back to green flag racing here in the C main tonight. Don't forget to join in on the chat as I hit all the wrong buttons. and make sure that you vote for your favorite Jason Johnson paint scheme, as Shreves is out in front. Zach, take it away for a hot minute.
Reeves working down the back straightaway. That's Randy down in the lead. Bowen Smith keeping that second place spot under wraps. Dylan Shreves in third and Braden Baker in fourth. Right now that high line seems to be the most comfortable for any of these drivers. Smith starting to close on that 56 machine as they make their way down the back straightaway. Definitely going to be a battle for your race lead. I would assume we're 6 laps into a 12-lap steam main as they make their way down through turns 1 and 2 once again. And here at Knoxville, it's not about being fast in the corners, it's about hitting your marks. This track very big, but also very punishing if you make a mistake, and we see it right there. Bowen Smith now to the back of the 56 machine. They're going to make their way down the back straightaway. What does Smith try here? Bowen knows that any spot in the C main forward is a better spot than what he's in currently. Chasing down the one driver that has it all to lose. Randy Shreves holding down that first place spot right now. Take a look, just quickly checking in on Braden Baker, as don't look now, but Larry Moody, he started at the back on that restart. He's starting to slowly catch that 71 machine as we've got to fight for your race lead, making their way through turns 1 and 2.
Shreves, Smith, and Shreves. There's 2 Shreves in the top 3, and right now Randy has this race in control. 3 laps to go here in the C main of the Jason Johnson Memorial, the 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial. Bowen Smith makes a move down to the inside, can't quite clear it with that slider, and Randy holds on to the spot for the moment, and this time into 1 and 2, Bowen Smith makes that slider work. Shreves has to dig hard into turn number 3.
Reeves on the bottom, Smith up top. Bowen Smith making that high line hustle. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for the 0-12. Started 8 spots back. Started last on the grid. This is a hard charge. I wonder if it could potentially go to a hard charge award. I doubt it, but he'll be happy with it. Bowen Smith gets the win. Randy Shreves out of fuel will come home to finish second still. Wow, so drama as Randy down the front straightaway ran out. Dylan Shreves and Braden Baker will round out your 4 transfer cars as we get ready to go here for our B main tonight.
Man, talk about cutting it close with Shreves there. But Braden Baker, Dylan Shreves, Randy Shreves make it through Bowen Smith as well. And we are going to fire off the rest of our starting lineup for tonight's B main. Nicholas McGeethy on the front row. Miles Jansen to his outside. That makes up row number 1. Row number 2 going to be Chad Griggs in the 27, a Jason Johnson paint scheme, and Kyle Eiserer on his outside. Kenny Hoffman and Tim Sims. That is Cody Terry.
Cody Terry.
Got it.
Yep.
Sorry. Took me a moment. Had to find my notes. Cody Terry on the outside of row number 3. Bowen Smith and Randy Shreves for row number 8. And our final row, Dylan Shreves and Braden Baker on the outside of row number 5.
Yep,
Zach,
these guys. Oh, go ahead.
Zach, I was going to say, these guys, last chance to make the big show.
Last chance to make the big show. You know there are going to be some moves. They're not going to regret any of them. McGeethy and Jansen on the front row. These are 2 drivers that we're not used to seeing in a B main. You can see the similar... I'm not even going to say similar. The alike cars, both the team of the Uprising Esports series or team. That is Miles' brand new team. We see that Jason Johnson car, Chad Griggs in the 27 machine starts from that 3rd place spot. We're taking 8 cars here. We have 10 of them though. So 2 drivers gonna have to go home just a little bit early. At least they'll get a good view at our feature. Bring on through turns 3 and 4 one last time. Let's get loud. Nicholas McGeethy on the loud pedal. Out of 4, we're green.
Green flag is in the air through turns 1 and 2. McGeethy gets that good jump that is oh so precious. But here comes the 27 of Chad Griggs. Griggs trying to dig hard, but now he has to deal with the 35 of Miles Jansen. Jansen stays committed down to the bottom line, and Griggs stays to the high side. And they are going to stay in second and third. If that battle continues, contact with the 27 to the outside wall. McGeethy loving all this going on behind him.
Indeed, Nicholas looking forward. He's hitting his marks, doing a fantastic job. He'll make his way through turns 3 and 4. Don't look now, but that 0-12 machine, Bowen Smith, he's got the most experience on this track after winning that C-Main. He's up into that third place spot, 4 positions gained for the 0-12, and he's right on the back of Miles Jansen now. Smith trying to make it work, trying to work around. Looking to the inside here of Jansen as they make their way down the front straightaway. Nothing quite yet.
Bowen Smith, the biggest mover here tonight in our B main. McGeethy continues to lead, but that gap is getting a little bit shorter as Miles Jansen and Bowen Smith start battling it out for second place. That is another advantage for McGeethy, but with 8 laps to go this time around, that may not be enough to keep Bowen Smith behind, because he is the man on the move, and I think he's the one to watch right now.
Indeed, Smith up in that third place spot. Now he's going to send a move to the inside here of Miles Jansen. Slides on up for that second place spot. Jansen going to turn right back down under him. Give it to Miles at the line. Battle is going to be for second, but Battle might even catch the race for first. McGeethy slows down. He'll have pressure now from Bowen Smith behind. Smith goes through 1 and 2, runs past Miles Jansen, and now sets his sights on that 73 machine up front.
Riding on board with McGeethy, looking back over the fuel tank at Bowen Smith. Smith does have just enough speed to be a little bit faster. Now he's got to the inside, and I think Bowen Smith is going to pull the slider and make it work down the back stretch with 5 laps to go. Here comes Nicholas McGeethy with the return. Can he make it work? Bowen to the outside, and Bowen has the lead.
Bowen Smith from 0 to hero, winning the C main, now in the lead of our B main with just 3 laps to go at the line. Battle between teammates now for the second place spot, McGeethy and Jansen. A little bit of contact there out of turn 4 if I'm not mistaken. If my eyes do deceive me, I apologize. But give it to Jansen now as he makes his way down the back straightaway. 3 and 4 have been tricky so far. We've seen some drivers jumping it up on that cushion. They keep it going. Right now, Bowen Smith, Miles Jansen, Nicholas McGeethy, your top 3 with just 1 or 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Want to give a shout out to everyone who is chiming in on Facebook Live, on YouTube. Thank you very much, guys. Continue to keep it going. Root for your favorite driver as often as you want to. There are no standards for doing that, and I want to see it as often as possible. The 12 of Bowen Smith making his way around for the final time. Gonna come away with the B main win. The 12 of Bowen Smith. Everyone in the A main better look out, because the Bullet himself just made a statement.
Indeed, looking very dangerous right now, Bowen Smith, as we get ready to go into our warm-up session, which will actually include our pole dash. So as we get that pole dash sorted, we're going to get the top 2 drivers from our 4 heat races out, to which I am going to do a good job at finding out who those people are. We're going to see Alex Bergeron and John Batista through first heat. Up, Roger is up here. Roger, go ahead.
Wait, Zach. Let's vote him in. I say no.
Wrong.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Wrong.
If I could
Real
move, I
quickly,
would.
six laps for your dash. It's going to be Bergeron and Burnline, then Whiteman and Eiler, Batista and Royer, Scott and Scheidt. After that, I will come back and fill you in on how we're going to start the feature so the fans know, and we will get going from there. Just wanted to give you the lineup real quick.
All right, thank you, Roger. I
Big man.
appreciate it. Well,
Oh, it's
Zach,
always nice when he does our job for us.
Zach, I apparently my vote counts for nothing.
Yeah.
It's
You know.
fine. It's fine. I knew it from the beginning, but I had to get the jab in while I could.
Indeed, they're gonna roll out our top 8 cars as we get ready to go pole dash racing 6 laps. However, the pole order was decided, probably a random number generator. I don't know. I'm not that smart. I just graduated high school. As they make their way down the back straightaway, we're getting ready to go. I would assume either going green here, you're going to do another lap of pacing. But of course, 6 laps, we're then going to get our A main ready. And boy, oh boy, are we ready to go.
All right, here they go, looking all nice and tidy. Off of turn number 4, green flag is out. And none other than Alex Bergeron out in front through turns 1 and 2. Aiden Berline in the ABR Racing Machine in second place. The 24 finds himself in third. And now they have just 5 laps to go to settle out this dash.
Whiteman sits in that 3rd place spot. We saw Braden Eiler get into a little bit of an incident in turn 1 on lap 1. That puts him at the back, far back of the pack. But right now it is all ABR 1-2 as Alex Bergeron, Nathan Bierlein keeping that 1st and 2nd place spot occupied. Don't count out though any of these cars behind, but we've got to keep an eye on Alex Bergeron, number 12 machine. He came close, if not won last season, if I do remember correctly. Going to be one to watch out for tonight as Bierlein starts to close onto the back of the 12. So does Whiteman in that 24 car. They're going to have 2 laps to go at the line. The popsicle sticks will be out for these 8 drivers as they work their way through turns 3 and 4.
Bierlein closed in on Bergeron very quickly there in the middle of this one. It looked like Bergeron had a big bobble as he came off the middle of the corner and it lost a lot of ground, but Bergeron going to hang on to it, and Bergeron tags the wall along with Bierlein, and that is going to allow the 24 to close in just a little bit more. You have to be picture perfect right now. You can't make a mistake.
Indeed, and he won't at the line. Alex Bergeron picks up the pole dash win. Aiden Bierlein 2nd. We're going to see Josh Whiteman in 3rd. John Batista 4th with Trevor Royer 5th, and then Ryan Scheit 6th. 7th will go to Tommy Scott, and 8th will go to Braden Eiler. So that sets up our front row. You're going to see them all line up here. I would assume they're going to be able to go back into the pits, make their last minute adjustments potentially as we get ready for 16 laps green for the 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial. We're going to wait for Roger to come back up here and run us through what the deal will be.
That for sure. But Zach, I think Roger said something about 2 giveaways and I couldn't do it when I wanted to. So it's up to you now. I got fired from that, if I recall correctly.
Well, I think because I'm technically still an employee, you're going to be rehired. But I do think that there is definitely a good chance for a giveaway here. And I don't know how to do it. I've never been in a giveaway situation before, if you will.
Well, all right. With that being said, let's give away the first of 2 DSRL Dirt Slingers Racing League giveaways.
Good evening.
Where's Roger when I need him? Where
Right there.
is? If I needed Roger right now when I was trying to do something about a giveaway, where
One more
is
time.
he?
One more time, and I'm like Beetlejuice. I'll pop right in here.
If I only knew where Roger was.
Bam! Here I am, buddy. Hey, real quick, I hope the giveaways are going good. I hope the fans are enjoying everything. Let me fill everybody in on how this feature is going to go. We have 41 laps. These cars will not make it here on the fuel load, the fuel cells that we have, 41 laps. So we split this up. We are going to manually count the first 16 laps to start the feature here in this warm-up session. What we are going to do first is roll them out, line them up. For a wide view, we are doing the missing man on the front row in honor of the late, great Jason Johnson. After that, leader will start the race. At the end of 16, we will have what is known as an open red. The guys can put fuel in the car, they can take the tires off, they can do whatever they want to the car, basically short of changing the motor. We'll advance into our race session. The first 2 laps after the green will rearrange the field in the order they were in at the end of lap 16. Then the leader will restart the race, and after that, we will Katie bar the door over all the way home for 41 laps. You guys will get to talk to the top 3, and we'll bring in King of the Wing if they do not finish in the top 3. I do know that King of the Wing right now has a tie at the top between John Batista and Ryan Scheidt, and 48 points back is Nathan Davis. I don't think anybody else in the top 4 or 5 has a shot except for Davis, and Davis is going to need to finish at least 9 spots ahead of both of those drivers. Not just one, both, in order to steal King of the Wing this time.
All right, so since you're here, why don't you do the first giveaway?
No, that's up to you two. I gave you that honor.
Well, I mean,
And it
things
is an
happen
honor.
too fast.
I'm passing on that honor to you.
I know the answer. I hope one of you two do, otherwise somebody's going to have to Google it. First person to chime in with how many times Jason Johnson won the ASCS National Sprint title will get DRN prize pack, which is going to include nothing short of a hot cold cup with Dirt Racing Network and DSRL logos emblazoned on the side of it, plus whatever else I can stuff in there.
All right, and then what is your second giveaway? Because once the A-Main starts, we can't make that happen.
Oh, absolutely you can. You can do it under caution, and I'm going to leave it to you to do that. If I do all the
Hashtag
heavy
rude.
lifting, what do I hire guys for?
I thought it was because I was beautiful.
Like I told you last night, you don't have a mirror in your house, do you? Love you guys both. I hope you're having a great show. Hope the fans are enjoying it. It is time to go racing. We're going back downstairs. We're going to get these boys lined up. Katie, bar the door. It's time to go racing.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Wagner dropping the big question of tonight to win the first giveaway. How many times did Jason Johnson win the ASCS? Let's hear it. If you Google it, we won't know. But gosh darn it, if you know off the top of your head, just say it. Dane Scott chiming in with 5. Got King with twice. Zach,
I'm
off the
finding
top
that
of your head, what's your
information out. I am trying to find that information out right now.
oh, so you don't even.
Mm-mm.
Hashtag.
I will tell you, I've been to one ASCS race in the past. I was a crew member, and that's about all I know. Whoop.
All right, nothing wrong with that. I used to run with the ASCS whenever they came into Missouri, but even I really don't know who the ASCS champions are. So, oofda.
Well, I do have a number.
Yeah.
What were the inputs so far?
Zane Scott says 5. Scott King says twice. And Zane Scott doubles down with 5 in a row.
Well, Zane Scott is correct. He has won 5 championships has won 5 championships. They were not in a row. The 2008 championship, the 2010 championship, the 2012, 2013, and 2014 championships are his 5, or were Jason's 5. Shane Stewart split those 2 up with championships in 2009 and 2011. So Zane Scott is correct, 5. So make sure to message the Dirt Racing Network. We'll get your prize pack in the mail sent out. Roger will take care of all of that.
Zach, have you ever met Zane Scott?
I have not.
I almost feel like this is cheating inside information. I happen to know Zane, but I won't take this away from him. Zane is an outstanding race promoter is in iRacing. but he is also a very knowledgeable driver, or a knowledgeable fan of racing as well. So he absolutely deserves the accolade here tonight, because Zane Scott is a driver and also a promoter and also a student of racing. So Zane Scott, congratulations. Nice job, man.
Nice job. KR, I will ask, did you by any chance get to see the message I sent you?
I mean, yes.
Sweet. Don't wanna cross up our wires.
Perfect. I like what you did there.
Usually at the real life track, we got radios to go back and forth and communicate. Here, we're all kind of in the same room, so messages I found work the best as we get our 24 cars onto our grid as they work down the back straightaway. Sorry, down the front straightaway. Gonna run through the grid order here as best as I can, because without iRacing's help, it will be kind of interesting. So starting from the pole, we saw him win the pole dash. It's our 8 drivers. So Alex Bergeron at Aiden Beerline will keep our front row occupied. Josh Whiteman and John Batista keeps row number 2 occupied. Trevor Royer, Ryan Scheidt, row number 3. Row number 4, go to Braden Eiler. And moving up to the high line is going to be Ernie Williams Jr., if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I think we're still trying to get some guys a little bit organized. And while we try to get some guys organized, we're going to spread them out. Pull them on to the front straightaway. They're going to work through turns 3 and 4. We're going to see the front few of them pull through. They're going to do 2 laps like this, so they're getting ready to show you one of the best views in all of motorsports. As they make their way down the front straightaway, these drivers, ladies and gentlemen, there's 24 of them. They are ready to put on a show tonight, as they will keep a nice pace down the back, through turns 1 and 2. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see the missing man at the back, Jason Johnson. This one is always going to be for you. We'll see the pack move up, get that 3 in the front, the missing man formation. And ladies and gentlemen, live on the Dirt Racing Network, as they work their way into turns 3 and 4, these drivers are 4 wide for you. The first ever King of the Wing Championship Week is ready to go racing. This is the 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial.
I have to catch my breath each and every time I do this. I know I said it before, but everyone kind of remembers the big moments where they were when things happen. I'll never forget the Jason Johnson race wins and everything, including the times we don't want to talk about. And man, I know this is just iRacing, but it still stirs me up, man.
100%. These are the moments that you live for on iRacing. These are the moments you want to be part of. Boy, oh boy, are we glad and honored even to be part of it. As we get ready, they're going to figure out their order. You can see a little bit of a disagreement between Braden Eiler and Tommy Scott right now. That's what I'm keeping my eye on. But I think they may have figured it out. I think the argument's who's starting where. Eiler going to pull to the inside. They're like little kids fighting over a toy. It's like, no, I want the inside starting spot. No, I want the inside starting spot.
It happens. It happens.
It does. I say we just start them Indy style. Start them 3 wide. See what happens. They made their bed, now they'll have to sleep in it.
All right, Alex Bergeron and Aiden Berline on the front row. We are going to do 16 laps in the first stage of the race here tonight, and then we have an open red. Carl Kinzer is banned from joining the track and talking to any drivers in this race. And we'll go from there.
Indeed, we have one of the big wigs on the mic, comes over, tells Scott where he needs to go. Tommy gets over to that correct spot, and the one to go signal from Barney in the flag stand comes out. We are ready. 16 laps to start, 27 later on in the night. The 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial Race as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, feel it running. It's green.
Mr. Clark drops the green flag in the air, and away we go. Out in front to the early lead is Bergeron. Berline having to follow in his tire tracks. A few cars down on the bottom. That is Trevor Royer in the 90 trying to lead the charge in the bottom lane.
Royer down low has the 54 of John Batista right behind him. Ryan Scheidt right behind Batista. That is the battle for your championship. Going up above both of them. Tommy Scott making it work.
Whoa.
Caution will come out.
Caution flag in the air, and yellow flag flies very early. And
Ow.
if it looks like Kyle Iser,
Kyle.
Dylan
yeah,
Shreves.
Yes.
Dylan Shreves finding an issue out here tonight. You'll have to bear with
started.
us as everything is manual, and
this
I
stage,
have
yeah.
to do what I can.
It ended up being Randy Shreves. Shreves had gotten together with Dylan Hutchinson down the front straightaway, and that caused a calamity, you might say, in turn 1.
I'm not going to be able to go back and look. And this is because of iRacing versus how Roger set things up. And I just can't go back and find it.
Well, TLDR, some cars came together. It was not free real estate, and we'll go yellow.
Okay, yeah. I get it. All right, here we go. Once again, green flag back out in the air. The 12 of Alex Bergeron is our race leader. Aiden Berline trying to find a way around his, we'll call him team lead. Getting around the 12. Can the 13 be less than the 12? Can he score a hole-in-one and be our race leader?
Bergeron and Beerline racing down the back straightaway. Then we see Trevor Royer a little bit further back in the pack. He's fighting for that 3rd place spot. We'll have a battle for your race lead. Beerline gonna throw a slider in turns 1 and 2. Bergeron gonna turn right back down under him. Bergeron keeps the position. He'll drive it deep into turns 3 and 4. He'll keep it on the bottom, gets onto the berm. Car gets a little upset. This is gonna allow Aiden Beerline to potentially try and make a move. Beerline gonna top up, run that high line, cuts it down, diamonds it up. He'll have a run down the back straightaway. John Batista moves into that 3rd place spot.
All right, so Bergeron still out in front. He has transitioned down to the bottom and working that Donnie shot line, but the 13 of Aiden Berline, well, it looks like he's working that Jason Johnson line. And now he moves down to the bottom. He's going to try and make a move, and he is going to take the race lead away.
Beerline up to the lead down the back straightaway. Oh, we've got a car off the pace on the berm. We'll keep it green. Beerline, your leader. Bergeron right behind him. Don't count out John Batista. He's slowly catching the back of your leaders.
Green flag stays out, even though Shreves got out of shape, and that, I believe, was the 56 of Dylan Shreves. He is gone behind the wall. Our caution flag, or our red flag, is going to happen here at the halfway point in just a few laps. Zach, I don't know about you, but I lost count already.
I think we've got just 2 laps to go. Down the front straightaway they go. Last year's feature winner, Aiden Beerline, keeping that race lead, keeping hold of the top spot. Bergeron gonna fall back into second, and then you see John Batista right on behind him in third as they cross the line.
13 out in front, the 12 right behind him. They are still battling side by side. Man, I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
Berline looking very stout right now, pulling away from Bergeron.
He is doing a pretty good job, but the big question is going to be, does he have it in our A main? As this is the white flag here on this portion. So these drivers are going to make their way through turns 3 and 4. Beerline will be the winner of stage number 1 of segment number 1. The checkered flag, or sorry, actually, it's going to be the red flag if I'm not mistaken. My counting skills should be, oh wait, no, we had that yellow, so we're going to have, I think, 1 or 2 more laps here. As KR said a little bit earlier, just the way that iRacing is run, the way Roger sets these up, we're kind of left in the dark here of our
Yeah, and
A
now
main.
we're
There
done.
it is. Yes. So the first stage of the race will go to Aiden Beerline. We're going to get just a few minutes here to decide what to do with their car, make those choices. And last year it was kind of deja vu, but the other way around. Alex Bergeron was your leader. Aiden Beerline was second, which will make it interesting. And I did say it earlier, Bergeron did have some issues last season coming to the checkered, which put him down a few spots. Aiden Beerline, last season's winner, Mason Hannigan, brought it home a little. Mason Hannigan brought home second, and Randy Shreves brought it home in third. So we are gonna wait now. These drivers gonna have some time to figure out what they want to do with their car once they get the word from race control, as we get prepared for our short red flag segment.
All right, with that being said, we are at the break here in tonight's A main. If you haven't done so yet, please let us know who you are cheering for. If you have done so, don't hesitate to do it once again, because I know when I'm at a race, when I'm watching, I cheer for the driver I want to win nonstop. And also, I call out the drivers who I think are doing something dirty. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know who you're cheering for. Let us know, even if your favorite driver maybe isn't going to win the race, but who you think is going to win, because we know from time to time your favorite driver doesn't have it all together. It's okay. I've been there. I've done it. Let us know each and everything that you guys want to have to say. Do it loudly. Hit the caps lock button. Cheer loudly, because there is like 9,000 horsepower out on the speedway. A caps lock button is allowed. I'm going to allow it. Zach, I don't care what you say. I don't care what Roger says.
I'm here for it.
Just hit the caps lock and fire away, guys and gals.
Yes, sir. Well, sir, and I think as we are red, there is a perfect opportunity to give away another prize pack. What you think?
I do think so, but this one's on you.
This one is on me, and I'm going to play a little fun here. There were 2 outlaw races this past weekend at my home Beaver Dam Raceway. The World of Outlaws, of course, were at the track. So I think the question is going to be, where did Carson Macedo in that Jason Johnson Racing number 41 finish in Friday night's feature? So that is going to be Friday the 16th. And where did he finish on Saturday the 17th? So you're going to have to get both of them. I know it's going to be a little interesting, but you got to get both of the answers. So the 16th and the 17th, where did Carson Macedo finish?
I love when you guys make it a challenge for the viewers. That's awesome. All right, we got the first 16 laps are in the books. We're going to change to the next segment of the race. There'll be 27 laps showing. The first 2 laps are to get everybody in order. Admins will completely check the field out again. At the end of lap number 2, the leader's going to start the race. And we are going to go green until we reach the end. It may take us a few seconds to figure out who the hard charger is. Do we have much in the way of voting on the best paint?
Not much as far as for the best paint. Early on, we had a few talk about it, but after that, it devolved into the racing.
Okay. Well, right now the admins, I think, have Hutchison as their choice. So add that to your votes, and we'll get ready to go on, guys. Great show so far. Thanks for doing the giveaways. Make sure to record who's winning those, and I'll get with you afterwards for all the other info.
10-4.
All right, Dak, I don't know about you, but I always feel violated. Roger comes up.
Yeah. A little
I
bit,
mean,
it's
like
he barges up here, he interrupts.
he just barges up here. We're doing the best we can, Roger, and he just shows up and says, "You guys aren't doing enough." And then it's like he grabs my ear and he twists it, and the next thing I know, I'm drinking toilet water.
I feel like there's a little bit more related to this. Is there something you want to talk about, KR?
No. No.
Well,
and I would appreciate you not saying the things I've said in private.
Still have had nobody claiming who or where Carson Macedo finished this last weekend for a DRN DSRL prize pack. And as my good friend Ray Underwood always says, if nobody claims it, 50% goes to the announcers. So guys better get going, because obviously you don't want us to win anything.
Wait, I can win something?
Eventually.
I mean, every once in a while, the sun does shine on a dog's ask me a question.
It's going to roll off here. As Roger said earlier, they'll take the first 4 laps to figure it out. So we'll have 2 laps under pacing and then 2 laps which iRacing will show as green, but they won't be. So we will figure out the grid, get everything set up, and once that happens, we will go 25 laps green, hopefully 25 laps green, as we get prepared and get ready to go a main racing once again. The red flag comes up, we're back yellow.
All right, so our break is over. Carl Kinzer has been escorted off the premises. So now we need to figure out who has made the right changes while they can. Alex Bergeron, Aiden Berline sitting 1 and 2, and they were the show, or I shouldn't say the show, but the dominating drivers in the first 2 races, because this show has been stacked from first, second, third, all the way back to our 24th driver. And man, it's been a 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial to remember.
Indeed, it's been good so far, and you can only imagine how good it will be. Another thing to focus on, of course, Beerline. I think there is lane choice, so Beerline will pick the bottom, which will make it a little interesting. Look at who's coming up here doing some laps down low. Bowen Smith getting that car out in front. Well, he definitely wasn't the leader. Interested to see where Bowen ends up. Wasn't 100%. Didn't get the catch where Bowen was. Bowen Smith, of course, our B main winner and our C main winner. He's gonna move up into the 6th place spot. So don't look now, but Bowen Smith might be currently looks to be our hard charger.
Yeah,
I would assume at least.
That Bowen Smith machine is absolutely on fire here tonight, overcoming all the laps, and maybe, if you think about it, has an unfair advantage because he has turned the most laps here tonight, and any race car driver will tell you that laps equal performance, and Bowen is showing that here tonight.
Indeed, genuinely impressed by Bowen. Had kind of a not even that great of a run on Monday night. Not 100% sure how he did last night, but tonight he's doing pretty well. Field in the hands of Aiden Beerline. We have 25 laps remaining, and it's time to go back. Green flag racing.
Green flag is out, and we are underway. And Aiden Beerline out in front, and I'll tell you what, that is going to make Anna Marie very happy to see that number 13 out in front.
Indeed, Beerline getting it done. He won this 1 year ago last year, looking to pick it up, be the first 2-time winner of the Jason Johnson Memorial. But don't count out that driver in second or that driver in third who are fighting right now. John Batista looking to win the overall week's championship. Alex Bergeron looking to finish just a little bit better. He didn't make it through 4 last season on the final lap. Maybe, potentially, he could be a few spots better this time. Beerline still your leader as they make their way down the back straightaway. Batista and Bergeron gonna battle it out for a second. Don't count out Braden Eiler, who is back in the 4th place spot. That 5 car looking pretty fast, pretty strong. So is Trevor Royer. Royer making moves as we've got a big battle for 2nd place now.
We have a huge battle, not only for 2nd place, but 4th place as well. Ryan Scheidt, Braden Eiler, Vinny Sansone. Oh my goodness, Trevor Royer in this one as well. We have 5 cars trying to figure out who wants to finish in 3rd spot. Meanwhile, our race leader, Aiden Beerline, has the advantage, and he is trying to check out on the field. John Batista in the 54 says, not so fast.
Batista slowly catching up to Beerline. It is the gap starting to close. Beerline running that kind of middle line. Bergeron planted up high and Batista planted down low. But as you said, they are just swapping back and forth. Ryan Scheidt moves up into that 4th place spot. The 5th place spot still under battle between Royer, Sansone, and Eiler. It's like somebody took a stick and poked the hornet's nest. It's just crazy back there.
With 17 laps to go in tonight's A main, Aiden Beerline still out in front. Batista, Bergeron battling for 2nd, and then Ryan Scheidt solidly in 4th. But can he close the gap between Bergeron and Batista and make up some ground? Vinny Sansone in the 80s, digging hard on the inside of Trevor Royer in the 90, and our caution flag has flown once again here tonight. And Zach, not quite sure what happened, but it looks like maybe Connor involved.
Indeed, keeping an eye on the incident. Oh. Well, nobody flipped over, which is always a good sight to see. Connor getting it together with the 17 of Ty Schobelak. That 17 machine looks to come off better, but unfortunate for both Schobelak and Dudek. Connor Dudek will find himself into the pit lane. I think that's going to be his night relatively over. Unfortunately, another car we see pull into the pit lane, the 21 machine. That's going to be Chad Griggs, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, Griggs is still on track, so I cannot count. But it is the 21 machine. We're going to try to figure out who that 21 machine is. What? Almost had it. Cameron Pritchard. Cameron Pritchard's back into the pit lane. He's been having connection issues the entire night, so unfortunate for Cameron. Potential car issues as well. And we always say drivers have real life issues. You know, guys will blow tires, guys will, you know,
Blown
their
engine.
motors. Yep, exactly. A blown
Drop
engine.
a
I think
coolant line. I mean, you could say what you want, but this cartoon racing has so many similarities to real life racing.
Exactly. And it's sometimes guys will have those issues, and internet issues I consider to be the kind of mechanical issues in the iRacing world.
Absolutely, I do too. And you just never know when it's going to jump up and bite you.
Indeed, as the iRacing pace truck going to make his way off of the track, field back in the hands of Aiden Beerline. He'll bring him through turns 3 and 4. Out of 4, foot to the floor, back on the power. Aiden Beerline, green flag is back out. Don't count out John Batista, though, as Batista's going to look low. They're going to go 2 by 2 through 1 and 2 as Ryan Scheidt got to the inside of Alex Bergeron. They'll make their way through 3 and 4. Still going to be Beerline, your leader.
Batista digging hard on the bottom. Beerline drops down to the inside to try and take that line away. And he knows that he is in trouble because he has a challenge from the bottom and he has a challenge from the top. So what does Beerline do? Well, he drops the hammer just a little bit harder. Batista on the bottom and Bergeron on the high side. They are trying to figure out how to deal with the 13 of Beerline.
Aiden always a cool one under pressure, and he is showing that right now. That white and pink machine, your race leader, but he has got Alex Bergeron and John Batista right behind him. Don't count out the 10 machine of Ryan Scheidt either. Scheidt has more to fight for. He's trying to win that King of the Wings championship. Slide job from Alex Bergeron, not quite. Aiden Beerline will bring him through 1 and 2 once again. Your leader. Battle is for the second place spot now as they go down the back straightaway. Bergeron and Batista battling down in 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. We have 2 handfuls to go, 10 laps to go.
Riding on board with Alex Bergeron as he tries to track down and pass the 13 of Aiden Beerline. Bergeron doesn't take losing very kindly. What does he have in store? What is going through his mind? And a caution flag coming out, and the yellow flag flies once again. And OMG, this just got even more interesting.
Indeed, issues for the... That's going to be Kyle Eisner in the 26 machine. Comes to a stop in turns 1 and 2. And it makes me wonder. Gonna listen in. And I think what the issue might have been with Eisner, and I know I've definitely seen the mistake made in the past, Kyle may have accidentally forgotten some fuel. May have had some trouble when it comes to fuel. Potentially forgot to refuel the car for this portion. And unfortunate.
I know what you're talking about with Kyle, but maybe look at McGeethy involved with Strobrecht.
Schobelek.
Thank you.
You know, I did see them pop up. And, of course, being the wanting to get right on top of an announcer I was, Didn't look at it. We'll see the 73 machine. Oh, that's pretty much the same incident that happened earlier on in the night with Connor Dudek and Ty Schobolek. So Schobolek just kind of deja vu. He's just been in this. He's been in that place before. Into the wall once again. Schobolek will keep it on. Both drivers will keep it on track. That was a very good catch, KR. Oh, wait, McGeethy actually may have made his way into the pits. Yep. So unfortunate end for Nicholas McGeethy's night. At the line, 9 laps to go. We are ready to go back. Green flag racing here at Knoxville. 9 laps remaining as they go through turns 1 and 2. Beerline, your leader. Batista once again challenging Alex Bergeron as they make their way through turns 3 and 4.
Oh, Bergeron entered a bit high into turn 3, tagged the wall. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. That allows the 54 Batista to really set up the challenge. Batista gets to the left rear of Bergeron. This is a battle for second place. However, that may not be the most intense battle that we have on the track. Trevor Royer, Vinny Sansone, and Ryan Scheidt battle it out behind these guys. And oh my goodness, if you had to drop a nickel wherever the fight was on the track, you couldn't do it.
No, you couldn't. Half a dozen remaining. 6 laps the distance as we go yellow once again. Saw some contact in the back and oh no, it might be Whiskers.
OMG. Ernie Williams Jr. in trouble here tonight. Let's take a look and see what happens. The 91 on the outside trying to dig hard up along the wall. Braden Eiler got crossed up and Ernie Williams had nowhere to go, gets turned around, pointed the wrong direction, and thank goodness that iRacing doesn't understand how a broadcast, or I shouldn't say a broadcast, how a sprint car works, because he just grabbed another gear and went going.
Indeed, innocent bystander there for Williams. Gets that car back up and around. He'll keep it going, but we're going to have a handful of laps left to go. 5 at the line once we go back. Green flag racing. Eiler will make his way to the back of the field as we get ready. 5 laps, and a lot of people might say, oh, 5 laps, that's not much, but here at Knoxville, 5 laps is quite a lot. 5 laps is definitely enough for any of these guys to make a late race charge. Right now in Beerline, your leader, Alex Bergeron 2nd, John Batista 3rd, Vinny Sansone and Trevor Royer round out your top 5. Ryan Scheidt 6th, Garrett Halsey 7th, 8th goes to Bowen Smith, 9th Kenny Hoffman, and Nathan Davis in 10th. KR, 5 laps. You've got a top 10 that is filled with some of the best drivers on iRacing. What more could you ask for?
Well, I'm not really sure what more you could ask for, but holy cow, here tonight, this Jason Johnson Memorial, the 5th annual memorial for Jason Johnson here at Knoxville, being led by Aiden Beerline. Ladies and gentlemen, in YouTube chat, Facebook live chat, wherever you are watching this from, stand up in your seats, cheer loudly, clap, whatever you got to do. Let us know that you are excited because this race is starting to wind down and Aiden Beerline on the throttle. Green flag is out and away we go.
Green flag is out. Still side-by-side battle for your 2nd place spot. Batista not letting Bergeron go. Batista trying to keep that 2nd place spot in his hand. Don't look now though, the gap's starting to close. Bergeron getting to the back of Beerline. Aiden up high, Bergeron right on his tail. Through 3 and 4, sends it in deep through 3 and 4. Bergeron with the slider, 3 wide for your race lead for a short second.
Man, that was a big slide job. Beerline, Bergeron, Batista, they are all thinking about winning this race. Sansone, Royer, and Halsey are like, hey, you three take yourselves out. We'll be here to take over where you leave behind. And 2 laps to go here tonight.
2 laps remaining. Batista getting involved in it. Bergeron goes right on past him. The 2 ABR cars fighting it out for your race lead. Through 3 and for another slider from Bergeron as they make their way down the front straightaway. The dirty laundry is out. 1 lap to go. Who gets it done? Beerline in the pink and white car. Bergeron in the black and gold car. In the 3 and 4. They get close together. They don't touch. Slide job from Alex Bergeron. Beerline not going to be able to get there. Alex Bergeron wins the 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial.
Alex Bergeron triggers the fireworks here tonight. Beerline finishing in 2nd. Batista coming away with the King of the Wing win and a 3rd place finish here tonight at Knoxville. Oh my goodness, Zach, this has been a night for sure that absolutely resembles a Jason Johnson race.
Indeed, the 2 teammates battling it out near the end. And once again, it was that high line that was the one to watch. As they get their cars set up on the front straightaway. KR, give me the word. I will bring your race winner up here, and you can have a word with Aiden Beerline.
All right, well, let's take a moment. They all seem to have a need to remove their race gear. So let's go through the rest of our results here tonight. Bergeron, Beerline, Batista, your top 3. Royer in 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is Garrett Halsey. Then it's Ryan Scheidt, Vinny Sansone, Bowen Smith. 9th place going to Kenny Hoffman. Nathan Davis rounds out your top 10. Josh Whiteman, 11th. 12th, Chad Grease. Miles Jansen, 13th. 14th, Braden Eiler. Cameron Pritchard in 15th. 16th goes to Whiskers himself. That is Ernie Williams Jr. Nicholas McGeethy, Ty Schroebluck in 18th. 19th, Kyle Eisler. Connor Dudek in 20th. Tommy Scott, 21st. 22nd, Dylan Hutchinson. Randy Shreves and Dylan Shreves round out our 24-car field here tonight. So now that everyone is ready, Zach, do we start with Bergeron?
Yes, we can. So I will bring Alex up, and you can have a word with him.
All right, we're going to talk with Alex Bergeron, the driver of the number 12, an iRacing standout and a 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial winner. Mr. Bergeron, how are you doing here tonight?
Doing pretty good, actually. Thank you. Feels good to be back here.
All right, Alex, that 12 machine had a battle with the 13. Tell us a little bit about the race between teammates here and how you pulled out that race win.
I think it definitely played out in the last couple of laps. Definitely without mirrors is different, but definitely happy with the result, and super thankful that we can work around and have some good cars, and we came out tonight and we're fast, both of us. So definitely thankful for him and that we can work together on this.
All right, Alex, that number 12 has had several paint schemes throughout me calling the races, and this is a new one. This is the first time I've seen this one. Tell me a little bit about what's on the race car here tonight.
Definitely a new paint that we got for the 2023 World Championship this past season. So we try to keep our same paint the rest of the year after World Championships, as we do every year. So definitely got to thank all of our partners: CSI Shocks, BitLogic App, BNB Dirt Racing Simulators, Aces Up Sim Sports, ABR Setup Shop, and of course Team BR Sports, Rebecca, Aiden, Jason. They all play a big role in this team, and definitely, like I said, very thankful for Aiden. We definitely did a good race tonight, and we played it clean, and we were able to get ready for this race tonight. So definitely happy for both of us.
All right, man. Well, nice job. A solid run here from the 12. And one more time, final shout outs, thank yous, because, well, let's be honest, this 12 has a lot to say.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely got to thank all the partners for this event, and obviously Jason Johnson. A lot of thoughts for him and family, and all this for this event is awesome. So definitely glad to be able to win in this race, and can't wait for next one to come out next year.
All right, man. Well, nice job. Congratulations on winning here tonight at Knoxville. 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial winner, Alex Bergeron. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Our race winner from the top step of the podium. But Zach, you have caught up with our 2nd place finisher, and that is none other than Aiden Berline. Take it away, Mr. Zach.
Thank you, KR. We are with Aiden Beerline now. Aiden, you got us.
Yes, sir, I do.
And Aiden, last year you brought it home. You won the event. Tonight you come up just one spot short. How fun of a battle, though, was it to be able to battle your teammate left, right, and center for those last remaining laps?
Oh, yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun. It just ended up coming down who could guess the line quick enough. And the first stint of the race, I was able to guess it before he did and pass him. And the second, he was able to guess it before me.
You grew a pretty big gap throughout the rest of that race. And tell me, were you kind of just hoping that race stayed green, or were you hoping that maybe a few more yellows would come out? You were able to get the jump on Alex most of the time and hope to stay in front of him, or were you just kind of glad with where you were at the time?
I mean, I didn't want to see the last yellow. I was just ready to get the race over with. I mean, I'm sure everyone would be. If they're leading the race, you just want the race to be done that lap. So, but regardless, I'm sure I could have made a little less mistakes and won the race. And we'll pick that up next time and do better next time.
Next time, indeed. And before we let you go celebrate your 2nd place finish on the night, who do you want to thank?
Well, first off, I got to thank Jesus Christ, my mom, for watching every race I'm in, no matter what time of day or night it is. Team ABR, ABR Setup Shop, Reflection Chemistry, and Extreme House Buyers. And you all for an amazing event.
Well, Aiden, we want to congratulate you one more time on your 2nd place finish tonight. We hope to see you back next year.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you.
That was Aiden Beerline, your 2nd place finisher on the night. Our 3rd place finisher on the night is also going to be, believe it or not, our King of the Wings champion. If I'm not mistaken, KR, I've heard that you can have a word with the man.
I do have John Batista with a microphone in front of him. Not only is he the King of the Wing winner, but he is 3rd place here tonight in the final race of the Jason Johnson Memorial. John Batista, that 54, finds itself 3rd step of the podium here at Knoxville, but has had a spectacular 3 nights of racing.
Thank you. Yeah, been really consistent this week. I'll definitely take some consistency. I've been sorely lacking that over the past couple of years. So, really proud of my teammates at Black Diamond. Feel like we've put together a pretty solid base, at least for the big tracks. Felt really good from the drop of the green. I haven't catfished at Knoxville in quite a while, so I was pleasantly surprised with how the car handled. Don't really have any complaints, and the track is great, really, from the start of the night to the end. So congrats to Roger on putting on a great show.
Well, Batista, this 54, anytime it shows up, has a threat to win. You had to go up against Bergeron. Not only that, but Trevor Royer, Garrett Holsey, and Ryan Scheit, and you found a way to get it done here tonight. What was your race like here tonight in Knoxville, and what were your expectations?
I was actually just coming in here with a positive attitude, new build, new me, I guess. I haven't really been anything at Knoxville since like the cushion build, maybe 2018. So I was just going to take what the track gave me the bottom. So I was, again, like last night, I was going to live or die by the line I started the race at. So I was kind of hoping as the race went on, the top would wear out. Fortunately, the opposite happened, and it seemed to get really fast, and I was kind of struggling to keep up. So maybe 5 or 10 laps, and people probably would have started to reel me in and pass me. So Yeah, things just worked my favor tonight, so I'll take that at Knoxville because this is probably one of my worst tracks as far as luck goes.
All right, man. Well, a solid run here tonight in the Jason Johnson Memorial, but also King of the Wing here in the DSRL Dirt Slingers Racing League. Congratulations, man, all around.
Thanks, KR. Yeah, I think this is my either my 4th or 5th King of the Wing attempt, and I've come pretty close pretty much every time. Could never seal the deal, so glad to finally get one off my shoulder.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. John Batista, driver of the 54. And I'll tell you what, Zach, every time I get to call one of these races and John Batista is there, I put my money on him because I'll tell you what, he doesn't make too many mistakes. A solid driver, and he finds a way to get it done each and every time.
He does. John Batista, one of the most consistent drivers that I've seen on iRacing in terms of finishes. Like he said, though, he's come short of that King of the Wing every year and finally is able to seal the deal tonight, this week. Very good to see. I know I can speak for experience. Probably been on the short 2 King of the Wing and Jason Johnson Memorial nights that I've been part of. This is definitely going to be my favorite one.
Well, Zach, I'll tell you what, it's going to be my favorite one, not only because I have gotten to do it again, and each time I get to be a part of DSRL and to call this momentous race. But here tonight, I got to work with a new one. That's you, Mr. Zach. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Can we torture Roger a little bit more?
I think that's definitely on the cards.
Well, let's pull him up and let's see what Roger has to say about tonight's event. Mr. Roger, you're on the air.
Thank you, guys. Once again, thanks for doing this. I was talking to the top 3 at the end of the night because, man, that got good at the end of this race. That was probably, thinking back over all of the JJ Memorials, that was probably one of the most highly contested that I can remember. And I know we've only done 5, but they have kind of been runaways really at the end of those. And tonight, it was not. That top 3 was all over each other. Bergeron and Berlin right up and down on each other. Slider, and no wrecking. This new build for iRacing has hit it. The only thing I wish is the tracks might wear out a little bit faster so we don't have to do all these extra warm-up laps. But, man, that was fun. I hope the fans enjoyed it as much as I did. I appreciate all of the sponsors. Again, we went through them in the pre-race. Methanol Moonshine, Netcode Esports, Scott King Designs, Racer Supply, Rock and K Logistics, everybody that's involved in this. I don't think I mentioned Finish Line Designs earlier, and I definitely do because they're giving away that paint job for the fan-voted best Jason Johnson paint scheme. And I don't know who won that. You guys are going to have to tell me so that I can write it down. But I can tell you that John Batista was crowned the King of the Wing, and I forgot to get up here in time to congratulate him on that on the air. So I will do that now. That he's already gone and I can't talk to him about it, but John Batista picked that up. And then I believe 10 positions improved. Garrett Halsey is your hard charger this evening, so he will get the Methanol Moonshine prize pack. That's pretty awesome. Do you guys know who that was for the paint scheme? I only had 3. I had Chad Griggs, I had Josh Whiteman, and I had Dylan Hutchison. Hutchinson was in the green and black one.
I'll tell you what, there weren't a whole lot of votes coming in. So if I had to pick, I would say that it's up to Zach.
Ooh.
You are
That's
the most indecisive person I think I've ever known.
No, I made a decision. It's Zach's decision.
He's the biggest deflector on earth.
I think I'm probably gonna have to go with Chad Griggs. I like the overall look of it, the color palette, the way he used it. And
That is one of the schemes that Jason ran. That was one of the what you call it, aviation paint schemes that he
Yeah.
ran. I'm trying to remember the name of that place. Man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, so I will mark it down that Chad Griggs is going to pick up that deal from Finish Line Designs, and Josh Whiteman, thanks to him for that. It's funny because Josh painted that car, and I know that as a fact. So he'll give his teammate another paint job. Overall, it was awesome, man. It was great having Bobby on. I really wish we could have had Bob on, but we'll get him for something else down the road and make a big deal of that. Tim Sims for everything he did this week for everybody. He put on the kickoff and that front row challenge deal. And that race was really good. The 305s at Lima were great. Last night, the ASCS show at Lucas, I thought was fantastic. I thought the racing was good. We again wish that track would have wore down just a little bit faster so that the cars could have used multiple lines a little sooner in the race. The last 5 to 10 laps was just not quite enough for guys to make enough moves, but it was still a really good race. And then tonight, this format, I like this race. Every year, I love doing this where we split this up. We give those guys a chance to change the cars after, right near that halfway point, because I think we get a way different race that last 25 laps. And I think we only had, 2 cautions in the last 25 laps. So great racing by everybody. 20 cars finished out of the 24. That's awesome. So great racing all around.
Absolutely. I mean, each and every time I get to be a part of this, the racing doesn't disappoint. The new build that iRacing has, I know that there are some people that are saying it is not a good build, but if you look at the comments from the guys who have been here from the moment that Dirt was released, they all are in tandem. Dirt is back in a big way, and Roger, thank you very much for letting me be a part of it.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm glad you were available. I don't know what I guess Zach probably would have had to pick up the mantle if you weren't here, and Zach does a fantastic job. I want to thank him for coming in and doing Mondays, and I'm really looking forward to doing the season. We got some great things coming, and Zach's going to know all about that because Zach is going to be our official announcer for Monday Night Thunder when we start it back up here. I'm going to say sometime next month. But man, I agree with you. I think this new build is a game changer. The biggest thing that I like about it, we could do away with them daggone mirrors. There's no more crutch driving. And I absolutely love it that we're able to do that. It changed tonight because the guys weren't throwing haymakers and they weren't leaning on that crutch, expecting to be able to see what was going on behind him. The guy was behind him could run a different line, and he couldn't tell. So, that's more realistic racing than the way it was before. And with the way the cars handle, they are a handful to drive, especially with the tire wear that's on them. It's going to just make it better and better. By the time we get around to the JJ Memorial 6, it's going to be awesome. I mean, I think they're going to have it in here. Maybe we'll even have a real curb for a cushion.
I mean, you're not wrong. The possibility exists with what we got going on.
All right. Well, guys, I'm going to let you close the show down. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the chat was lit up all night long. Make sure, drop by the Facebook page of Dirt Racing Network. Like, share, follow. YouTube and Twitch. Hit subscribe. You'll know every time we go live. Thanks for having me in, guys. Thanks for doing this. I will talk to you guys when you get all wrapped up. Good night, everybody.
All right, there you have it. Roger Wagner, the owner of the Dirt Slingers Racing League. Zach, thank you very much for joining me here. I know you're a big-time Dirt Vision broadcaster, and I'm just a cartoon racing broadcaster, but thank you very much for joining me here tonight.
Well, it is an honor, of course, as always, to join in such a big event and join with such a big character as you just described yourself. So love to have you back on potentially a Monday if the schedule opens up. You never know, but we are pretty much done tonight. I'd say take it away.
All right, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed the show here tonight. It was a bit wild, a little bit crazy. And we didn't get through everything that we would like to do. I know I missed the anthem, but man, I just wanted to spend a little bit more time talking to Miss Bobby, and that is what we did. So for that being said, we're going to do the anthem now, and I hope you all understand why. So until next time, y'all stay safe, have a good night, and thank you very much for joining us here in the Dirt Racing Network.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner